All show long, the latest news around the league. Of course, welcome to NFL Live, everybody. Coming up later, the reasons why the Bucs aren't using Tom Brady correctly. Dan Orlovsky, Mina Kimes, resident lifeline here, Marcus Spears, and Adam Schefter. And let's get right back to Adam with a developing story, this coronavirus outbreak amongst the Ravens, and this Ravens-Steelers game still in jeopardy, Adam.
Laura, let's bring you the very latest right now. The Ravens players are still waiting to hear when or even if they will be leaving for Pittsburgh. The team would have gone today for the game tomorrow night, but I'm told that the NFL, the Ravens, they are all waiting for the latest rounds of test results to come back. If there are no more positive tests, then there would be a chance that tomorrow night's game still could be played. But the sense and the tone that you're getting right now is that it's going to be increasingly difficult to play this game. And if it does not get played, and if it is postponed, that really becomes the most significant postponement of the season. Yes, the NFL's had other postponements earlier in the year, but that was before teams had bye weeks. The NFL had flexibility then that it will not have right now. And so we are waiting for the very latest word on whether that game tomorrow night will be played. With each hour that passes, I think the chances increase that it won't be played. But again, there's no final word. There is no decision right now. And we are still waiting for the very latest. And when we have it, Laura, we will certainly bring it to you.
Yeah, keep it locked right here for all of that information. Like Adam said, we'll bring it right to you the second that we have it. Marcus, should these teams, the Ravens and Steelers, be playing tomorrow night?
Hell no. It's simple. It's a simple answer. No. Listen, this is a number that we haven't seen in the league, and I get it. The NFL wants to trudge ahead. Obviously, there are ramifications, especially for the Steelers, that quite frankly, they don't deserve to be a victim of this as far as not getting paid if the game is canceled or pushed back. But the bottom line is you have a depletion of an organization, and it's hit the team more so, I think, than any other particular situation we've had all season long. We're talking about 20-something odd guys not being able to dress, suit up, and play in the game in the NFL. So not only is that, look, we could talk about why they are at this point. Obviously, there will be disciplinary stuff happening already. But the bottom line is, it is more, you put players more in danger when you talk about lack of numbers and depth and trying to play a game as well. So there's a lot of things why this game shouldn't be played. But the main one is you don't have enough people.
I get that. You bring a lot of good points up. Don't forget they expanded the practice squad rosters. I don't know if the NFL had preparations or a thought process that 20-plus players could and would potentially test positive. But my pushback to you, Marcus, would be this. The Ravens, from what we've heard, this breakout started from a coach making a poor decision, exposing himself, and now it's spread throughout their football team. Why would they be, I don't want to be like sent a lifeline, so to speak, but like why would they be allowed to have their game postponed, but some of the other teams that have had minor outbreaks not be allowed to play the game? We saw the Broncos yesterday. We saw the Titans earlier this season. Why? Because it's a certain number? Like, is there verbiage in the new CBA that determined a certain number of players then wouldn't be allowed to play? That means the game gets postponed. Why does the Steelers season have to be completely in flux because of a poor decision within someone in the Ravens organization? So I get your point. I don't think there could be so many one-offs in this case.
Let's bring Adam back in for more context here. Yeah. Adam, go ahead.
Well, Laura, here's the situation, basically. It's all about identification, isolation, and containment. And the league felt like it had that in Denver when it let the Broncos play on Sunday, despite the fact that the Broncos petitioned the league to move the game to Tuesday, which the league denied. In this particular case, the league has been unable to contain the virus. Each time the league thought the virus was contained, it has not been. And so I think there are people who would be uncomfortable getting on that team plane tonight or tomorrow to fly to Pittsburgh when there are over 20 players on reserve COVID at this point in time in Baltimore. If the league feels like it's got the virus under control, this game will go on. If the league doesn't feel that way, it won't. And it's that simple right now, and it explains why Baltimore-Pittsburgh has been pushed back twice and why the Broncos and Saints were ordered to play on Sunday.
Yeah, Adam, to your point, everybody is at the mercy of the virus and how it's going to react, which we can't control. You mentioned the Broncos. They were forced to play without a quarterback Sunday against the Saints. Their entire quarterback room deemed high risk after not wearing masks following proper protocol once Jeff Driscoll tested positive. Here's Vic Fangio with more.
Well, I was disappointed on a couple levels in that our quarterbacks put us in this position, our quarterbacks put the league in that position. We count on them to be the leaders of the team and, leaders of the offense. And those guys made a mistake, and that is disappointing.
So Drew Lock did release an apology on Twitter, one of these Broncos quarterbacks, supposed to be the starter. In a controlled and socially distanced area, he said, "We let our masking slip for a limited amount of time. An honest mistake, but one I will own. I sincerely apologize and fully understand why these safety precautions are so important. Doing the right thing for the majority of the time is not good enough." Mina, this forced practice squad wide receiver Kendall Hinton into action at quarterback, something that certainly he didn't ask for. What did you make of that Broncos game yesterday?
Laura, I understand what Adam said earlier about the league, why this game happened. There wasn't an outbreak. It's not necessarily a given that the quarterback position should be treated differently. But I watched that game, and it should not have happened. Kendall Hinton, first of all, deserves all of the credit in the world because what he did was extremely difficult and impressive and, frankly, brave. So good for him. But like Vic Fangio said, he should not have been put in that position, not only by his teammates, I don't know who broke the rules or when or what, but also by the National Football League, because this was not a football game. It wasn't. And I know people are saying, well, the Patriots had to play without Cam, and the Niners had to play without, their team, half their team was missing, and we can't just change the standards on the fly. But guess what? This is the pandemic. You have to be open to changing the standards on the fly. And frankly, the NFL should have baked this in to the schedule. They should have been cognizant of the fact that situations like this would have arisen and prepared for the possibility that the season would have had to go on longer.
Yeah.